Hey everybody. So we had something really cool planned for today, but we just found out, I don't know if you guys saw the news on the Washington Post and Bloomberg that oddly they did pass the PRO Act through. It is beginning in June this year, and all gig platforms, even California, are going to have to conform. So wait. Oh, sorry, that was my phone, guys. But yeah, so I'm gonna play a quick word from our sponsor, and then I will be right back because I just gotta get all my notes together for this real quick because this is really crazy stuff, guys.
Oh shit, this is funny, dude.
What's
Next
up,
to five
everybody?
times.
April
What's up,
Fool,
y'all?
guys! Come on, you think the PRO Act passed? Come on. And by the way, Gary Middleton is here, and he's the
Yeah.
sponsor. So actually, he doesn't have Log. It's not an app.
Not yet, anyway. Not yet.
Roy, it's Happy New Year's, or Happy New Year's, Happy April Fools, and
Yeah, right.
what's up with you, man? How you doing? Thanks for coming
I'm
on.
doing good, man. Just chilling, just kind of like I said, just got back from getting the car washed and all that good stuff. And,
Yep.
you
So,
know.
I wanted to introduce all of you guys to Roy. Roy is new to YouTube, and he is the head of customer service at Para. So make sure to check out his channel and subscribe to that. It's Roy We Roy. So make sure that you do that because he'll appreciate it, and he needs to get to know all you guys. So go over there and make sure you are subscribed to Roy's channel. All the links will be in the show notes, guys, for real.
Yeah, right.
No, they will, but again, you might catch me saying a thing here or there. I don't know. That
Yeah,
might
right.
not
It's all
might
good.
might
It's
not
all
really
good.
fit in with some, but then you might catch a question like this. So I did want to bring up something. Like the last time you were on, you and I decided to do a piece on safety. We decided ahead of time. We even talked about safety. Say it wasn't like let's have you on and just talk about a bunch of stuff. We talked about safety. We wanted to talk about safety. And I remember a few people said that, and it wasn't a lot, but that you weren't being you. And I went back and I watched the video, and I literally, I've gotten to know you over this time now. I don't know what they're talking about. We did a piece on it. Everything about your characteristics came through. The only thing that maybe happened was that just out of you didn't maybe swear as much on this channel. I think I swore more times than you on that episode.
I think that's
And
what it was too.
but yeah, but that's it. That's all it was. Like other than that, you got heated about it. You said, let's, like, people need to be aware of this. People need to make videos on this. And so I got to thinking last night because I was rewatching the piece and I was like, when we made that 4 months ago, like how many people have taken a step up to safety? You know what I mean? Like, and so here's something I thought I want to get Roy's take on it. If he likes it, I want to put this out there because I'm not saying as a challenge. I'm just saying as an ask. I think there's too many challenges and this and that and the other
Yeah.
out there in this world, but in the YouTube world. But um why can't April be gig safety month, or like just in our community at least? Doesn't have to be a put on the calendars or but why can't we have that be gig safety month and put to the challenge, or just an ask of all the creators out there to make a 1-minute video on safety, or at least include one specific minute. You take a timeout, make it known during a live cast or something, and do 1 minute specifically on safety. And here's why I asked that, because Roy and I did a good video with very good content. I think a lot of good, like, knowing your surroundings, your posture, how you carry yourself. I mean, there was a lot to it. I recommend everybody go back and watch it if you haven't seen it. But every creator has their subscribers, their people who listen. And this is something that I think not one of us can disagree with, that no matter where you stand on it. I mean, if you're creating, you should be able to make a 1-minute video on safety. Why can't we all do it like right now in April? So that no matter what channel you're going to, you're seeing one of these.
Yeah. Well, my take on it, why they don't. First of all, they get the more clicks and views when they bash and blame somebody else for the safety. Like I said, a lot of these creators don't want to put down their subscribers, or they don't want to make it seem like their subscribers are part of the problem. So they're not going to say something that is going to, put their subscribers under the bus, and they're not going to get the clicks and views on it that they get when they cover all the bad stuff. Most of these channels, they just want to cover the bad stuff. This rideshare driver was hurt. This rideshare driver was hurt, killed, whatever. This seems to be the biggest thing they want to cover. And then they'll turn around and blame the apps for it. But at the same time, you got to look at what could the driver have done? What could the done differently if circumstances were different? So I think has a lot to do with it. It's just not going to get the clicks and views. And a lot of them don't even. Some of these channels, they don't even drive. So I don't feel they really get what safety is, because they're not in the car every day like we are. They're not taking customers. They're sitting on their couch for 2-3 years, reading emails, or just bashing Lyft and Lyft, over it. But they're not doing anything to, like you said, prevent it or give people more of a safety issue.
But you think that they wouldn't? I don't know. I was trying to think of which subscriber, if they did a 1 minute video, 1 minute, and that's a short on YouTube. Even that's not even a video. That's called a short.
Yeah.
I mean, if they did a short on safety, why would that be like hitting their base? Why would it be? I mean, hey guys, friendly reminder. I mean, to be honest, that's looking out for your base.
Well, you would think it would be, but at the same time, they've made a name for themselves bashing the companies over and over again. And for them to come out and say, okay, this is what you can do, then it's like, well, wait a minute, you've been bashing the companies for not doing this for over and over and over again. Now you're telling me I got to do it for myself. That they're sending a mixed message there, and I don't think they want to do that, because if they're known for just bashing a company over and over again, and now they turn around and say, hey, you guys have a responsibility too, it's going to look bad on them, in my opinion. It's going to make them look like, they're being a little hypocritical on that.
Thank you, Chris, at Real Rideshare Stories. There's one. We got one. Right?
Yeah, I know Pedro did one too.
Yeah,
but I think that's a lot of it. Like I said, like Middleton said, drama sells. Yeah. Like I said, they get more clicks and views when they just blast the bad stuff instead of trying to promote good stuff.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and like even Pedro, what's up, Pedro? Pedro said I did a 30-minute video. Okay. I'm just saying, like right now, like even maybe not the whole month, like April 1st to the 15th, like between now and when taxes are due. Why can't everybody drop a new 1 minute one? Because we all know that the algorithm's all messed up. So that's awesome, Pedro, that you did one. But was it a while back? Because if so, it's probably not in the feed. Like 1 minute. If everybody did a 1 minute short on this, I feel like it would almost trend a little bit in our little community, and it would say, all these videos would be popping up for 1 minute about safety. And I don't think, I'm only reading Pedro's chat, but I don't think he would see I don't think his people or the subscribers would care if he made a safety video. No. I mean, in fact, that's looking out for him because the company doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. You would think that'd be the case, but
I mean, that's what all these channels are anyway. They're telling you, hey, we're going to help you because the companies aren't. Well, I mean, that's what this is. This isn't, the company doesn't try and help you with this either.
No.
So I mean,
but then again, it's not the company's responsibility. You are your own business owner. Like I said, if you opened up a donut shop, you're not going to expect the people that deliver your donuts every day to protect your fucking business. They're not going to be the ones.
That's why I was just suggesting a short. If everybody did one short, it would be all over the feed. And it would just be cool to see all these short videos about safety on the feed, Yeah. I don't know. I think everybody would because everybody gravitates to who they listen to and like, So it's like, if this person makes one, then their people see this. I don't know.
And that's another thing. It's because it seems like a lot of these gig channels are all on this. How much more of this can you make? How much more of this can you make? That seems to be the main focus on a lot of channels is, I would say with the exception of Pedro's, because Pedro goes a little bit, a lot farther than most. But most of it's just do an 18-hour challenge, make this, do a $10 challenge, see how much of this you can make. Their channels are all based on what people are wanting to put in their wallets, not, you know, not what's going to happen to you when somebody walks up on you and tries to jack you. They don't care about that. It's all about this, because that's what everybody seems to be more concerned about nowadays is money, 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 money. Like money's like the end all, to everything, so.
But but the the money won't matter at all if you get jumped.
Exactly.
And especially most gig workers not having health insurance, which most not even close. They don't even carry partial. So, I mean, they're just kind of out there working. I mean, if something happens to them, and let's say it's just, let's say somebody stabs you once, like in the side. You and I know that you recover from that and stuff. But if you're taken to the hospital, that's gonna be like a $30,000 bill.
Yeah.
40
Trust me,
grand.
I've been stabbed, so I know what it feels like. So.
Yeah, I'm talking about the financial burden, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to get down to the financial part of it, it's like you almost want to just, grab a shirt and put it over and say, I wasn't stabbed. Like, get home and deal with it yourself.
I think when I was stabbed, my bill came out to about 25 grand. So it was just just to go to the trauma center was $10,000. Just to go walk through the trauma center was $10,000. So it's hella expensive. I didn't have to cover it, thank God, but
right.
So
yeah. But I mean, I actually maybe more people than I think do have insurance. I have insurance. It's not the best. I pay too much for it. It's not the best. But
I feel everybody should have some. I don't have it myself because I can't afford it, but I think everybody should have some type of life insurance. You never know, man. You're driving your car every day, 8 to 12 hours. And we see so many times, we see so many people, we need to GoFundMe. We need to GoFundMe. Well, if you're taking this much effort into your future to create a better life for yourself, well, get life insurance, because if you don't make it, that way at least your family has a better life. Instead of trying to struggle to know what to do with you when you pass, or trying to cover those bills. Life insurance isn't that expensive. If you're a healthy adult, life insurance isn't that expensive. So some of these people, they're more concerned with, I want to make 100 grand so I can start this business. Well, you can make 100 grand, but if you're dead next week, you ain't got 100 grand. You got funeral cost, all that other stuff. So some life insurance should be on other people's mind besides, their future business, stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. It's funny though. And I think this as well as I do. If you really look around and look at life insurance policies and ads and stuff like that, they're all geared at old people. They do not want the word out that young people should have it too. It's a really odd thing, because they'd have to give it to them at such a cheap rate. And we all know that, like, even a healthy 25-year-old could be killed walking across the street by a bus. I mean, you can't tell about the unexpected. So,
but a lot of them they don't know. You can put a small life insurance policy on attached to your car insurance policy. It's not gonna cost that much, and it's not like you have to have $1 million worth of life insurance. 25, 30 grand, enough to, get your family through maybe a year and get your funeral costs covered. That's pretty much all you would need really at the end of the day, So.
That's a really sad thing that in this country, like if you want to go above and beyond for a funeral, okay, but everybody should have the right to a burial. If you've had a social security number and you've worked, everybody should have the right to a burial. You shouldn't have to pay for this.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, because I know you hit on something there, because a lot of people who do pass away, there's an actual burden that gets passed to like their kids or whatever. And if their kids are still not in a financially strong position, it's like, wait, my dad just died. Well, now you got to pay us 10 grand to get him in the ground.
Yeah.
And like how sad is it that if you're sitting somewhere and you gotta start looking at options that are cheaper?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, because I'm not saying everybody needs to be buried or cremated or whatever, but you shouldn't be cremated because you can't afford a burial.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this is just it's crazy to me, like, because it's just like, I mean, it's Social Security and Medicare and stuff, that should just be something that comes with life. Did you work? Did you contribute to the planet? you get to be buried for free.
Yeah. Well, fuck, even prisoners that die even people that die in prison get a burial. So
Yeah.
if they can give them to them, they should be able to give them to us. But at the same time, once again, it goes back to personal responsibility. At the same time, you're going to die at some point in your life. You should be making, like I said, instead of just making plans for your future businesses, you should be making plans for those as well. Because I'll be the first one to tell you.
Yeah.
Happened to be twice.
Yeah, man. But look at you now. I mean, you're bouncing back healthy, man. I knew you had lost some weight, and I even told you a while ago you were looking like a lot better. But then I heard you the other night when we were talking on Saturday, and I heard you talking about you'd lost 75 pounds. I mean, Roy, you're in like tip top shape for your height now and stuff. Like,
yeah, exactly. So I'm getting there.
I mean,
Still working on it.
I know
But
it's
like
been
I
a rough
said,
road, and I know you've had a lot of down times in life. Everybody's had some, but I know you've had more than the average share.
but that's the thing. That's the thing. Like I said, nobody plans for it. Like I didn't plan to wake up with a life-threatening disease like I did. I didn't plan on trying to walk into work one day. Next thing I know, I can't breathe. You don't plan for that stuff. So, it's better if you can plan ahead of time now, just in case, because like you said, we all drive. It only takes one accident, you're done.
Right.
So like I said, I learned from my, I a lot of the stuff that comes out of my mouth is from my personal experience, and
Oh, I know it is. That's what I can appreciate about it. Is that I mean, I know you've been through a lot. And I don't even know if I know this. Were you born and raised in Vegas?
yes, my whole
So
life.
whole life Vegas. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, my dad was in the military for 25 years, so I was actually born at the Air Force Base.
Okay. Okay. Right on. So, yeah, and I know some people who live in Vegas outside of our gig community, and it's a tough town, man.
Yeah.
I mean, even I know people who are even in production work that we work with our laser company out of Miami, and they have, they'll have a great gig and then they'll just have hard times for a long time. And you think because they're union, they're all going to be set. Like I had a couple friends who were regular workers at the Celine Dion show when it was at Caesars. They were part of that standing production crew. And when it left, I think a lot of people think that they just moved those people to the next thing at the same pay rate and all this. But really, when a show ends for those people, they're kind of stuck in the same position as everybody else in Vegas.
Exactly. It's just kind of like when the pandemic hit, all those shows just closed. So they had nothing. They didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know, man. I know that life.
Well, it's like I see Bud Soda. I see Bud Soda, and I'm not going to pick on Bud Soda. We had this discussion the other night in another live, where he's like, I need to make this much, I need to make that much. But when you're spending 18 hours every day in a car, you're building yourself up. You're not going to make $100,000 when you're in the ground or you're in the hospital and this and that. So, I think he almost feels like we're picking on him because we're like, hey, dude, you need to take some fucking time off. You need to relax. But because those are the things that happen. Myself, I had 2 jobs. I was driving around every day, walking to customers' houses, and I still had blood clots end up in my lung. So just because we're walking around and we're doing this doesn't mean you're not going to get those things. But when you're sitting in a car for 18 hours with your mindset on thinking about, oh, I got to make this, I got to make that, you got to think of also the other consequences that come with just sitting in your car all day. And, the stress, your brain starts to, freaking out, and then your body's starting to freak out. So, yeah, and it's not like I want to pick on them. I tell them these things from my experience once again.
I do the same thing, and it's not picking on him. I also think he's an incredibly hard worker. I think he's got a great work ethic and all that, but I've said the same thing. I think there's a big difference where you and I think we're like a month apart. You and I are both turning 50 here.
Yep.
I mean,
exactly.
And for those of you that didn't know that, Roy and I are turning 100 in the upcoming 3 months or 4. Yours is in June, right?
Yeah, mine's in June.
and mine's
But
in
that's
May.
why
So yeah,
that's why I'm so because I hear a lot of people like you were asking the other night, or was it last night? What do people see themselves in 5 to 10, 15 years? I don't look that far ahead. I don't,
right.
because like I said, I woke up.
But you have a lot of here
You
and
know,
now stuff you have to deal with, which
yeah,
some
and that's the thing. A lot of things I've been going through to try to fix my past situations. Is what I'm going through right now. Like I said, losing the weight, getting back in good health. Financial situations that we've talked about that already. And going through stuff like that. So, but I don't ever look at myself from 5, 10, 15 years because, like I said, I woke up one day. I was in a hospital at that point, going through surgeries to fix what I had. So you could wake up and you might not have 5, 10, 12 years down the road. So my whole theory is make the best of what you got today and work from that. Because like I said, once again, you're in a car, you have an accident. You ain't got 15 years at that point. You might lose your life in a car accident. So, that's why I don't like when I see people like, oh, I gotta work, I gotta work, I gotta work. No, you need to live a life because this
yeah,
is the only life you have. Okay. Let's say you make it 15 years down the road. You're 65, 70 years old. What kind of life are you going to have then? You
right.
can buy all the diapers you want because you made all that money, but did you really live your life?
Yeah.
And so that's why, I think a lot of
And
people think, oh, he just
yeah,
go ahead.
I think you and I feel the same way. We watch them, and that's kind of what some of the and I think that I mean it's tough though, Roy. You and I got to go back 15 years in our timeline to put ourselves into the headspace we were in then
Yeah.
to realize where these people are, and that's kind of hard, man. Because I know that my 40s and I'll tell you guys, like, I mean, all of life is rough. I'm not telling anybody here anything new, um,
Yeah.
but it's in your 40s. I don't know. I liked the growth during the 40s. I had some medical stuff and stuff too, but I really feel like you get a grasp on your on everything in your 40s,
Yeah.
coming up on your 50s. And like I
Yeah.
can say like in my 30s, I was not completely different, but kind of a different person. In my 20s, I was way different, way
Yeah.
different.
Exactly.
So I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, you and I are speaking from where we are in the here and now, and some of
Yeah.
them are still back 15 years behind us.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's
Well,
and like Bud Soda, he's in here. I'll shout out to everybody in a minute, but I see him in here, and um, I think the same thing, man. I worry about him. I think he's an awesome guy to talk to. I think he's funny. I think he's smart. I think he's learning a lot about this economy, but I worry about him.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you keep working 18 hours a week and going home and crashing, and if you can drink a rock star and go to sleep after you drink it,
Yeah. Right.
that's your body telling you to go shut down for a while. And part of the reason I asked that question last night, by the way, was because I had Ron on, luckily, and I kind of knew. I talked. Ron lives here in Denver, and so I talked to him a lot. The podcaster, um, and I knew where he was going to be in 10 years. I knew that he wanted to get a log. He wanted to get a log cabin up in the mountains with his wife
Yeah.
outside of
Right.
Denver, and I asked him last if you noticed, because I wanted to see
Yeah.
I wanted to see what Hannibal and UDM said, but then I wanted to see, Ron, where are you going to be? He's like, well, I'm going to be on my porch in my cabin in the woods, and
Yeah.
that's what I wanted everybody. I wanted everybody to
You
hear.
know.
See, that here's a goal that like isn't around just, well, I'm gonna kill myself for 15 years until I have my business up and
Yeah.
running. Like, and I
Yeah.
know
Exactly.
there's nothing wrong with being motivated to have a business too, but I will tell people out there that I can say from experience that saving up, if it's a business thing that you want, saving up to build your business in today's day and age, especially, is going to be extremely difficult, and you better be 100% on your plan, because there's not going to be any room for failure. The only way, and I'm not trying to get a bad, the better way to go about it is to work 10 hours less and spend those 10 hours researching how to find grants or investors in your area who invest in smaller companies. go to the Chamber of Commerce meetings, things like that, and find people who do, not the people who throw $1 million at this or that, but the people who will throw a few thousand at something. And you're better to get like a group of people like that, and then somehow sweat equity your 10% of the shares, where you'll do all the work, you get 10% ownership, plus you get to pay yourself a salary, and then over time you can buy back a certain amount of shares at a certain price, kind of thing. Like, it's better to learn that technique than to spend 15 years putting yourself on the line after 10, 12 hours of working. Because after that, if you tell me you're still sharp as you were when you woke up, you're just fooling everybody. Because at that point, you're goofed up on cocaine, on coffee, on whatever you're doing. If you're still that alert at 12 and you've been sitting in your car driving this, that, and the other, there's no way.
Especially
I would argue that with anybody.
Yeah, and especially if you are driving, you get tired behind the wheel. Trust me, I do it every night. I get tired behind the wheel. So spending 18 hours behind the wheel of a car is not smart. It's not. Even 12 hours is rough. But I think that's a lot of people like get me wrong when they think, oh, this guy's just anti-gig worker, anti-this, anti-work. No, I'm not anti-work. I'm looking out for everybody's like life. Like, yes, I respect your grind, get your thing. I respect that you want this stuff that you want in the future. But at the same time, when you're looking into the future, you can't forget the present. And I see so many people, they're so quick to forget the present because they're so focused on the future. And the present is what matters now. Spending time with your family, spending time with your kids. That happens now. When you're 80 years old, and you can barely walk.
Don't leave out exercise. I mean, because this is something that none of these people are getting, or many of them.
And then all you got to do is take a walk for an hour around your local park, and eat better. That's another thing. You're stuck in a car for 18 hours. You're eating fucking hot dogs, or you're picking up shit from McDonald's, just something quick to fill your stomach. But before you know it, look, I was 330 some pounds, because I'm stopping and eating fucking hot dogs every day because it's quick and it's easy. Or just grabbing a couple burgers at McDonald's. That's the shit people don't realize that catches up with you. And if you're too busy with the mind focus of, I got to make $300 today, the whole time you're sitting there, you're shortening. You want this 5 to 15 year goal, but you're shortening your life a year, 2, 3 years just by sitting in the car, gaining all that excess weight, not exercising. Your mind's getting all twisted up. So you're actually shortening your own time frame of your goal by not keeping yourself healthy and not realizing, taking the time for yourself now versus waiting 15 years down the end of the road.
I mean, like for me, I live in Colorado. I get to speak with my son, my dog all the time and whatnot. But if you're not doing that, even just not just for the physical exercise, but the day and age we're in now, I know we're at the end of this pandemic and masking and all this stuff, and I know things might try and trickle back here or there, but really we're out of it. Let's say, I mean, for 2 years, let's say that most people altered their way of staying healthy, even if it was minor, to the point where it's like not existent. So like you got to refine that somehow, because that even makes you not depressed. That makes your mind clear. That makes you, it gives you answers sometimes when you don't think you have any.
Yeah, exactly.
Take a long. I mean, if you don't have equipment, if you don't have weights, if you don't know, I don't like doing any kind of work, just go walk.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I do my live streams like I do, where it's like, don't come in here talking about gig work. Don't come to my live stream talking about work, because I see so many other they're working gig work 10, 12, 18 hours. They get on a live stream, work. Come on, man, where's your life? You got to have something other than gig work. You got to have a life somewhere in there, and it's like, so it's like when I have my live streams, yeah, I know you just all got done working 10, 12 hours. Don't come here telling us about it. I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about, did you have fun today? What'd you do with your family? Tell us about yourself. Like, let us get to learn more about you. The only thing I don't want to know about Bud Soda is, he worked, so let's say something should happen to Bud Soda, God forbid it doesn't. But the last thing I want to know about Bud Soda is, damn, he worked 18 hours every day. That I don't want to hear that type of shit. I want to hear shit like other things like he's having. I found out the other night he's in the car racing. Okay, so that's something new. You talk about that when you come into the live stream. Why we got to talk about gig work? You're doing it 18 hours. We don't need to keep talking about it. So
Yeah.
that's why I like doing my live stream where it's like when I want you guys to come in and I say that, or you see me get irritated when somebody starts talking about work all the time. You start to see me get irritated. It's like, well, wait a minute, come on, man, you got to have something else going on in your life besides work.
And I didn't talk about that with Roy beforehand because he knows I feel that way. I go to his room on Saturday. I mean, I like to go to, if I wake up on Sunday and he's live, I'll go in there. But I really enjoy going in on Saturday. But I'm the same way. I go in enjoying that it's Saturday. I've kind of usually like if I do have any work left, I've put it off at that point till Sunday afternoon or something, and I'm just bummed that it's there, but it's put off. When I jump on there, the last thing I want to do is hear this, that, the other, and I made crap, and it's like I'm not saying that's you can go find all that elsewhere, but like that's what a lot of the other channels are for, is getting that stuff out. Like, with yours, it should be about like, just that's why I was comparing it to a bar when you did your live stream, where you're like the owner and the bartender, and people come in after work. Yeah. They're not coming in to have beers and then go back out and work. They're coming in to have beers and it's Friday night or Saturday night to unwind from their week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. It's like, there's more, maybe not a lot of people are like me. They don't want to put their whole fucking life on there like I did. I know Omer has an issue with that, me putting my whole life out there, but I'm sharing with you guys life experiences. You got to know where Roy comes from. When Roy says, why the fuck you working 25 hours a day? You got to know where Roy is coming from, what has happened. I'm not saying it will happen to you, but I'm a perfect example of what can and possibly will happen to you if you continue on that path. That's it's all coming from life experience. I'm not speaking on my ass, and I just don't make this shit up to try to scare people. I had blood clots in my lungs. I had a life-threatening fucking flesh-eating bacteria. I've had these things, and it can pop up whenever it pops up. You never know. So, I would like to get to know people more besides just work. Maybe not as much as I've put out there, but
right.
And it's all just from life experience. It's not like it's not like I'm making it up just for people to feel sorry for me, and because that's the last thing. I don't need people to feel sorry for me. I want people to learn from me and learn. Hey, this guy has been through this. He went through this. These are the consequences when you choose to do this shit. I don't want to make those same mistakes, and that's the thing, It's like the whole safety thing. Like, don't make these mistakes. People have made these mistakes, so you don't have to continue making these mistakes. But yet we still see people making the same mistakes. There's people out there that have learned the hard way when they tell you, lock your fucking doors when you pull up and pick up a customer. Lock your doors. There's people that have learned the lesson from not locking their doors. So when they tell you, make sure you lock your doors, they're telling you for a reason. They're not telling you just to scare you. And that's why I think a lot of people don't understand about me is they think, oh, he's just a miserable guy. No, I smile all the goddamn time. I have fun when I'm at work. I'm having a good time. When we talk privately, I'm fun. Everybody looks at me and think, God damn, this got to be the grumpiest, meanest person in the world. It's like, no, you got to be totally twisted. Like,
right. If he is that way, I hate to put this on all you guys, but if he is that way, you made him that way.
Well, yeah, I know everybody saw my
like
video yesterday.
not in life, just that day at that time. Like if you get that way, it's usually because somebody just started lighting up about something.
Yeah, and it's like that video I did yesterday because of Hannibal's live stream that set me off. But yeah, I just call bullshit when I see stuff like that. It's you like that thing on Hannibal's last night. These young kids. They just spout shit out without even having the knowledge. And what kind of irks me is I was telling this to Omer because he was in a live stream last night. I'm like, this is the problem. Nobody's willing to speak out on shit like this. This is when you guys need to step up and say something. Hey, I don't want to say put her in her place or pick on her or anything, but let her know, hey, that's not the right way to think of shit. You got to think of things other than just your little, kid mindset, So.
Mm-hmm. Did you see Mr. Middleton's comment here?
Let's see. Roy comes off as grumpy for sure until you actually get to talk with him as a person. Yeah, exactly.
See, that's exactly. And so here's a Bud Soda. I need to double my income. And you know what? I want actually, Bud Soda, right now while you're here, I actually want to talk about this because Roy just brought up his health. And you know, this is I don't think I've ever shared this on the podcast at all. You know, my friends and family who are very close to me here in Colorado and Michigan know this. But when I was working in the bars, I had these stomach pains that were getting like wicked, wicked. And at the time, I'm going to just admit to you, Roy, you're familiar in the bar industry, you drink a lot.
Yeah.
You just do. I mean, even when you try and lay off it, I mean, it just goes with the I barely know anybody who truly doesn't drink in the industry. And kind of in excess. Maybe not excess, but like way more than they should way too often. Anyway, at the time, I might have been doing that as well. I was there till 3, 4 in the morning. I wasn't getting home till 4:30. So I mean, those are long days, and it's nice to relax with everybody for a bit after work, whatever. But I was getting these nasty stomach pains, and it was like 3 days in a row, and I found myself not being able to get out of bed. I crawled to the bathroom and just started throwing up like all kinds of stuff. And I don't even think I had ate. Just everything was coming out. I never thought I stay in physical shape. I hike, I mountain bike, I snowboard. I do everything. I stay in great shape. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't move. I had to call 911 and they got to the door and I was still on the phone with them and they're like, okay, can you unlock the door? I said, I can't get to it. And so they had to ask permission to kick it in and they kicked it in.
Yeah.
I was at the time I was early 30s.
Huh.
So I get to the hospital. They take me to the hospital and I had a double perforated gastric ulcer.
Ooh.
The size of a quarter on both sides.
Damn.
I was in the hospital for 8 days. And you know damn well that they don't if you're even hard cases, usually 2-3 days, that's tops and you're out. 8 days is a long time to be in the hospital. My bill, I mean, luckily I had insurance through the bar. I mean, that really covered me very well. But Bud Soda, even if you are carrying some insurance, what would you have done if that happens to you? Because that came from not just if you're thinking it came from my drinking, it didn't. It could just as easily come from Monster. It was probably the drinking and 80% stress. And that happened to me. But what I want to know is, how would you have paid off $165,000 medical bill?
I got a question for him too after he answers that.
I mean, that's how much my medical bill was. I mean,
when he answers that, I got another question for him too. Because I saw what he wrote about the needing to double my income to justify, you know, this will be my question. Like, what else have you done besides work DoorDash, work all these other apps? What other avenues have you looked to maybe help pay your debts off versus resources out there? There's a lot of resources. Trust me, I've used them that will help you to pay your debts off faster, to maybe help you with your debts. You know, you spend 18 hours in your car doing DoorDash. How much of your, the remaining, 6 hours of the day you have left to research into looking for other sources or resources to help you with your debt, so maybe you don't have to work as much. There's a lot of that stuff out there, you know.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's coming through with his answer here. Wait, let me see.
I think he was answering Jeremy's question.
Okay.
But yeah, there's our resources out there. If you got time to spend 18 hours in your car, you should take a few hours a day to try to find resources to help you pay your debt off faster, or consider certain options to get rid of your debt first and then start from scratch. Like, I had to start from fucking scratch. Like I said, homeless, working 2 part-time jobs just to keep the car that I was living in. So I had to start from fucking scratch, And a lot of people might say, oh, this is the reason why he's living at home with his mom. First of all, I have no problem living with my mom. My mom's a great person. Second of all, I do pay rent to my mom. So it's not like I'm living in my mom's for fucking free. I buy my own food. I still pay my mom rent. So, Yeah, I had to start from fucking scratch. So, and so I know a lot of people think, well, this guy, he lives at home with his mom. He doesn't work the effort. No, I work to be comfortable enough and to be able to live my life to the fullest every day. That's how I do it.
And also, people realize that as you get older, and I don't want to keep saying it this way, like Roy and I, but as you get older, like Roy and I, and even older, there does come a point sometimes where you're not living at your mom's. You're helping take care of your mom to keep her out of places that you don't want to
Yeah,
put her. So
exactly.
I know a lot of people who make that choice. They move out for their life, and then there's a time they come back. I mean, Marissa, right now, Marissa's she's living, but she's helping her 99-year-old grandmother.
Yeah,
I
yeah. There's
mean,
nothing wrong with that. Yeah, and
she owns a few houses and rents them
yeah,
out, but she lives with her. I mean, that's just this this
yeah.
is just something that you encounter more as you get older,
Yeah.
like Brian and I.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. As you get older, also you start to go through things that may start to wake you up to reality. Like you'll start you right now, 20, it's all about party, drinking, fucking, whatever this case may be. As you get older, you start to see things that wake up, reality. Like I woke up in the hospital after surgery. I spent 10 days with 105-degree fever. That woke me up to damn. I had two businesses at the time. I actually had two businesses running at the time. I lost my businesses, but it wake me up. It didn't matter how much money I was making with my businesses, how my future, how the future was looking with these businesses. I could have very easily died within those 10 days, if not, whatever the case may be. So it woke me up. And then when I had the blood clots, it was even worse. Then it even hit me even worse. Like, what the fuck? I'm out here working, bust my ass, and I still almost died trying to do the right thing. So at that point in my life, I just chose, you know what? I just need to work enough to enjoy what time I have left because you're never guaranteed.
Right. And the people you care about are never guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't want to be the guy that moves away from my mom and then, something happens and then I got to come back and I got to pay those consequences.
Right. Yeah. Or just anybody. It doesn't even have to be family.
Yeah,
It could be friends.
exactly.
You don't know that what happens from one day to the next. So
Exactly.
I want to quickly say hi to everybody and see if anybody's made any comment here. So what's up, Demo? What's up, Marissa? Hi. What's up, Gary? What's up, Cynthia? What's up, Mort? What's up, Pull My Gig? What's up, Xander? What's up, Chris? Chris is gonna make that safety video. Yes, awesome. And I think Pedro, even after he did the 30-minute, I got you, he said he'd make a short one. So that's good. What's up, Pedro? What's up, Flex? How you doing? I don't even know if you're still here, but what's up? What's up, Lebowski? What's up, Bud Soda? And Bud Soda, we weren't picking on you and never are. Never are. Because I kind of say those same kind of comments, but they come out of worry, man.
And I tried to tell him last night, it wasn't that I'm picking on him. It's like people actually care about you. Yes, we're all just, YouTube people. But when we spend this much time together, you start to actually care about people. Let's fucking face it.
Yeah, you did. No, absolutely.
So it's not like, oh,
I've met some. You've met some. I've met some here in my market. I had Willie stay at the house.
Yeah, I've had gig tubers. Yeah, same here. I've had like 3 or 4 come here that I've met. So yeah. So you do actually make friendships and shit, and it's just when I see somebody, because I've been that mentality. Like I said, I had 2 businesses going. I had all this. My future was looking great. Having 2 businesses, I could buy whatever the fuck I wanted, whenever I wanted. Money wasn't even an issue. I had a 4-bedroom house. Had all that shit, 2 cars, a motorcycle, had all that shit. But one day I woke up and it was all gone because of an illness that just hit me out of the blue, and you got people like Gig Lebowski. He had this cancer scare. You never know. And to sit there and just sit in your car for 18 hours or 12 hours for that fact and just let life pass you by because I got to make these goals. I got to make it. Well, if you're shortening your goal, if you're shortening your life goals by not taking care of your life now, then it doesn't matter 15 years down the road. You may never make 15 years down the road because you're shortening it just by what you're doing now in the present. So,
right. Yeah. And I mean, and you, speaking of Gig Lebowski, I said this before, but I want to say it again too, because it wasn't that long ago. You know, he's he kicked cancer's ass, guys. I mean, he beat cancer. He kicked it out of his life. He said, no, get the hell out of here. He's been cancer free for over a year now. So, Jim Jones, what's up? I think you got all. Oh, Pia, what's up? Drone, what's up?
People just can't lose focus of the now just because what they want. And we also seen other gig YouTubers go through this. UDM, for example, when he was with the C word, it changed the way he was. Look at his thinking. He was the same way. Hustle, 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 hustle. And then he realized, well, I got to spend more time with my family. I got to, find other ways to do things. So there's other gig YouTubers that have been in this position where they're like, fuck, I was hustling so much. This happened to me. You might not have made it, So, it's spend time for yourself. If you don't have another significant other, spend time for yourself at least, man. There's no point in going out making $12,000 a day on DoorDash if you never get to spend if you never get to buy anything for yourself or enjoy your fruits of your labor. If you can't enjoy the fruits of your labor, then there's no point in doing it.
Right. And like in my case, all my money has to go towards my son. I mean, and me, just to stay alive. And luckily, I now can see that other side of the spectrum. Like, all right, he's got 2 years of high school left, and then kaboom.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, but when they're kids, it's been an expensive run for me. It's hard. It's almost impossible to do anything and put away money.
And the bad part, and the bad part is once you fall behind, it is extremely hard to get ahead ever again.
But I will say that that's one thing that I love about living in Colorado. I don't have to go spend money to do something awesome other than gas. Because I love hiking. I love being outside. I can just go anywhere in this state and just get away from the city and love it.
I'm the same way. I perfectly fine being by myself, or I could be in a group. I can adapt to whatever situation I'm in. Because like I said, I'm not this grumpy guy everybody thinks I am on TV. I do have a great personality outside of this, and and I do like to have fun. In my life, I've had a lot of fun. Motorcycle club for 15 years. Motorcycle clubs are all about having fun. So every weekend you're out riding around, and congratulations on her for that.
Congratulations,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I've had lots of fucking fun, trust me, and it's just. I know just some things I see on here is just, it's the continuous, people's mindset is everybody. It seems like to me, a lot of people, like I said, they just have one mindset and it's always work, 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 work. I very rarely do we see videos about life, like life. Like I'm glad that now it's coming to summertime. Like you said, I hike as well. I love animals. I go out, I snake hunt on a regular basis. So you're going to see a lot more of that. That's life to me, is going out and whether it's hunting by myself or a friend that we go mine shaft hunting, which I'm going to do a lot more of this year too. You got to live the life, man.
Wait, I know that one. What is it called? Spelunking.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
No.
If you go into a mine,
mine shafting, yeah, exactly.
I mean, even if you're doing it on some basic levels without ropes, it's still spelunking, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to be careful out here because there's some crazy.
Yeah, so Roy's talking about his being safe. Now he's talking about a very unsafe thing. By the way.
Yeah, I snake hunt. I hunt down rattlesnakes. I look for scorpions. I look for all kinds of outdoor critters.
Yeah.
I've come across mountain lions snake hunting. I've come across one day I was out snake hunting and just road collecting is what we call it when you're doing it at night, and I almost ran into a fucking cow. So come over the hill, there's fucking cows sitting in the fucking street. So it's an interesting stuff to do.
Yeah. Bud Soda, I was trying to follow this. Always hey. Oh, are you still working, man? Come on. This is our point, dude. Let your hair down, man. And even if you are working, let your hair down in here.
Yeah, and that's why I threatened the other day when I said, if you come in my live, have respect for my viewers and don't come in here because I do not want to hear your phone go blink, 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 blink. I will kick you out of the room instantly. So, so yeah, I don't, I don't want to come. I want to be able to talk to you guys as friends, as other individuals. I don't want to come in here and hear your fucking phone going off every 5 seconds with a shitty ass DoorDash order when we're trying to have a reasonable conversation about something other than DoorDash. I just can't stand that stuff. And
Yeah.
it's not that I don't like the channels. And that's one
Oh
another thing
no,
when I
but
get.
some of them you go there and you like. It's not a diss, but like Flex's is a lounge. We like to hang out there.
Yeah.
All of us like to hang out there, but there's a lot of dinging and donging and bing, bing, bing. It's almost like a casino, and you're more than familiar with those. So,
And I understand everybody's channels. They can run their channels the way they want. And I do get upset when I see the same repetitive shit all the time. I'm like, that's where a lot of my thing comes from. Why what is so special about DoorDash all the time? You got a life, like certain channels, man. Take your girlfriend out. Show us a night on the town with your girlfriend with you guys having fun, not sitting in a fucking car for 12 hours picking up DoorDash. Show us some real, like, you guys have fun. Show us stuff. Like I say, you don't have to go as in depth as I do, but shit, even show us a video of you guys washing your car before you go DoorDash would be more exciting than listening to a 12-hour challenge about picking up DoorDash. Like, show us how you wash your car. Fuck, that's more exciting,
right. Watch a video like that. Watch the comments it gets. You'd have like 100 comments like, dude, you missed a spot at minute 1 and 30 seconds in. You need to go there, and if you look, you didn't get the floorboard there, and
yeah, right. And then they'll be like, next time use this product because this product's getting cleaner. Yeah, exactly. But that's all good. But at least it's something different. It's showing us a different part of your life other than you sitting behind the wheel of a car picking up food all day long. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad. My hope is that everybody that does their channel does it because they love it first and foremost.
Yeah.
Don't be doing it as a long term.
Yeah,
I'll just keep doing this and make money. I mean, because then you will end up hating it. If you don't believe me, you will. But like, if you don't put passion into something, don't count on it going too many years in your life.
Yeah, and a lot of people think I don't like them, or because I do, like, why are you doing the same content over and over again? They get the impression I don't like them, and that's not it at all. I want to see more of your life. That is my whole goal. Is a lot of time is I want to see more of your life. Like, you put yourself out here to show us how to work. Well, show us how to have fun too. Like I say, you don't have to go all in depth, but show us how to have fun. Like Kim did a video with her at the beach that one time. That's this kind of shit, that, when people care about you or you start to build these relationships with people, they want to see that you're doing something more than just work all the goddamn time, because, if you're living a good balanced life, you should have plenty to show other than work, and,
mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe I'll start taking my dog on walk-alongs and put my GoPro on his back or something.
It shows you're a human and not something. It shows that you're trying to be a human and not trying to be a machine. Because we all know these apps, all they do is take advantage of you. We know this. So to see people spend 90% of their life behind the wheel of a car, like Bud Soda, we'll take him he's a perfect example. But 18 hours, these people talk about, oh, I got control. Does he really have control, or do those apps have his kid control of him? Okay, I can.
I think he has and Bud Soda is, and he's right in here. So we're not talking about you, man. This is not.
No. He knows. He knows.
Okay. I just want to, and I know he knows because we both care about Bud Soda. But like, I think he, and I'm just going to be honest here. I think I love that he is so ambitious. I just think he's set an unrealistic goal for himself.
I did too, and I've told him that multiple times. His goals are way way too high.
Most people, when they do goals, they do like, what is he doing? 100 grand? They would do like 50 grand. The following year, do 60, 70.
Yeah.
Keep working it up after you hit the first one. You don't just go 100. That's very hard in the gig economy. It's very hard.
And you're automatically setting yourself up for failure when you do that. When you set a goal too high that's unrealistic, that you're not going to be able to reach, you then set yourself up for failure. It's like people in New Year's resolutions. It's like, why even make one because
I
you're just
don't.
setting yourself. Yeah, you're setting yourself up. You're setting yourself up for failure right off the bat. The first day of the year, you're setting yourself up for failure by saying, "Oh, I'm going to lose 100 pounds." You're setting yourself up for failure. So it's set something realistic that you can reach. If you can reach 50 grand, reach 50 grand first, and then go, okay, I made that no problem. Let me bump it up. Don't try to go off with this off the wall fucking $1 million fucking goal when you're not gonna reach it. Because then at the end of the day, when that December 31st comes around, you're gonna be like, fuck, I'm a failure. No, you don't want to be that. When December 31 comes around, you want to say, hey, I reached my goal. I'm a winner. You never want to reach a goal and be, I'm a fucking failure. You don't want to do that. That's not what you want to do. So.
Not at all. And Gary Middleton, this is what I was saying just a little bit back, was that, instead of spending all that time on the road, since Bud Soda's a smart guy, he knows this stuff, all this stuff. Like, if you're looking to get to the point of building the business, you're going to be, this is exactly what I said, much better off getting crowdfunding, investors, things of that nature. And if you're not really sure how to get to those people, just like we do our research on YouTube, guess what? I mean, I can learn, I learn everything on YouTube. I mean, if I need to fix the sink, I learn it on YouTube. I mean, you can go look up whatever the business is you're going to do, go look at other businesses and who's behind their investments. They won't be the same people, but then go out and try and find those type of people who invest. I mean, there's a lot of process to it, but that process will in turn save you years of just trying to do it through gig work. If you do have a good business plan, trust me, I'll even help you, Bud Soda, because I've actually been involved in this many times. There are tons of people looking to get involved with small businesses. Tons, especially now, believe it or not, especially now. I mean, a lot of people might say, well, Amazon has everything. Well, that's why they want to get involved. Communities are kind of over this stuff, and they would love to see some things come back.
Pedro says this is a Bud Soda invention, it's just trying to get Bud Soda to realize there's more to life than DoorDash.
No, it's a April Fool. We're just kidding.
Yeah. No, it's a Pedro intervention. We were just messing with Bud Soda. No, but
again, it wasn't picking on Bud Soda. It's just that Bud Soda's, and if anybody in here isn't familiar, it's just because Bud Soda's very vocal about what he's doing too. So we're not like exposing something that somebody said to us like everybody does. Bud Soda goes on every channel and says the same thing everywhere, how much he works.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, exactly. And that's the thing. Yeah, it's not like, he put himself, it's kind of like me going, why the fuck are they talking about me doing this? Well, I put it out there for everybody to know. So that's why they're talking about it. So he puts that out there. So we're just, trying to let him know, there are options and stuff to do to help him out. But whether or not he takes those things, that's up to him. But, there are people out there looking out for his health and his well-being. There are other people, so he doesn't have to feel alone in that oh, nobody gives a shit, I just say this stuff, nobody cares. No, we're listening. You just got to be able to listen as well. So
yeah, and even if you don't agree with it or right now jump on it, at least just, and this is hard for people, I know sometimes, but at least let it sink in. At least hear us, let it sink in. We don't expect you to change your life overnight. Heck, you might know better than us. But I will tell you, Roy and I have many years on you, and things change over those years. You're going to realize, and you will go back and miss some things that that you missed out on when you were the age you are now.
Yeah. And the last thing you don't want to learn the hard way. Trust me. I've always said this when people come to my channel. Use me as an example. Don't feel sorry for me. If anything, come out. Use me as an example of what some things not to do. Use me as an example. I don't have a problem with that. I put it out there for people to learn from. So when I don't have a problem telling people, hey, yeah, I fucked up. I'll be the first one to tell you I fucked up and did some stupid shit. Let's face it. Been to jail 3 times in my life. So use me as an example of what not to do on certain things, and hopefully there's things I put out there that you can use as a good example. But definitely, if I tell you, hey, I fucked up. Don't do this. You're gonna pay the price. Like, don't go punch another Uber driver's car if you don't want to get deactivated. There is something I did that was fucked up. So I'm just letting you know. Like, take it as an example. Say somebody has experience out there to say, hey, this guy, I can learn from this guy not to make his same mistakes. Especially if you see yourself traveling down that road. If you see yourself traveling down that road, that damn, I've heard stories about what happened with this guy. Maybe I should change my path slightly so I don't go down that same road and end up in that position.
Yeah. So here's the. So I have two other things. I wanted to close this in an hour, but first I wanted to ask you about your beads thing. I might kind of leave that because I think that there's a way for you to crowdsource something with beads to get like a second, almost like a second account, a bank account business kind of thing going, where it costs this much for your stuff. And I don't know. I've just had some ideas, but I'll wrap with you about them. It doesn't have to be on here. Cool. Yeah, but I don't know. I just think that you should have stock because you've got your stuff selling. I know a couple people on Etsy who have been doing it for years who are great at jewelry stuff.
Yeah, I gotta get back into my Macari. Like I said, there's some financial stuff I'm trying to take care of, and so some of my resources have been going through that to better my financial future stuff. And we already talked about one of my financial issues that I had. Me, you, and Marissa has kind of talked about that. So I'm still working on that. Still working on that.
But the other thing I wanted to end with was, so last Saturday on your live stream, I thought it went great. Did you get what you wanted to from it?
Yeah. The thing is, I want to pick other people's mind because, I am part of the gig community. I do put gig content out there. So it helped me a lot to look at other people's mindset, where other people come from in the gig world. And it's not like I'm going to bow down to what everybody said, but it gives me an idea on how to move my gig content a little bit differently to maybe attract more people to it. Versus, because like I said, a lot of people think, oh, this guy just hates gig workers, so we're just going to so I got that from a lot of it is to get into the mindset of gig workers and other, gig worker content creators to maybe start aiming my content a little differently and better that will maybe attract more people. So yeah, it definitely helped. Like that's the whole reason why I asked in the first place, is because I want to, I'm all about increasing my knowledge. If I can learn something that's going to better my situation, then that's what I want. I'm not going to come out just to, have people come out and blow smoke on my ass, because I'm not going to blow smoke up there. So when I say I wanted people's advice or suggestions, I am going to look in it and take what I've learned and hopefully move my shit forward so I can increase my channel to maybe better the content that more people will want to watch.
Right. I mean, that's and yeah, I just was curious. I thought it went great. I just wanted definitely to know how you thought it went.
Yeah, definitely. No,
I know it was your idea to do it, so I was wondering how you thought the results were.
Yeah, it was great. Like I said, that's my whole goal, is because if I can get more into the mind of gig workers, what gig workers are thinking, other content creators, how they're portraying their stuff and putting their stuff out there, then I can start to gear my shit the same way and maybe hopefully get more people to come over. And then the more people I can get over here, then like you said, with that safety stuff, there's other things that I know very well that then I can get those other people more involved in that may have been shied away from coming here because this guy's just an asshole. So maybe, if I could start gearing to bring more people here, and then more people will get those other messages that we've been trying to get out besides this is how much I make.
Right, exactly. So, well, I want to thank everybody for coming. Remember that that Roy is the new head of customer service at Para. And if you could go over to his channel and subscribe to him, please, because if you have any Para questions, he will answer them.
You'll probably like Gary said, you'll just get the voicemail that says deal with it. That's what you
get. Or it's not a voicemail, he just picks it up. Deal with it.
Yeah, right. Do
it. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. Go out there. Make sure you pull a prank on somebody today. I don't care if it's just the rubber band around the sprayer on the sink. We all know. I hope we all know that one. That's an old one, but that's always a funny one. I don't care. That one never ends. You just put it around the dish sprayer if you still have one of those. I guess a lot of sinks don't, but if you do it. That's always a funny one. But or come up with some other good ones. Pull at least one prank today, guys. Make it nice though. Don't hurt anybody. And we will see everybody tomorrow at Roy's live stream, right?
All right, guys. Yep. 6:30. It'll be 6:30 normal time.
Yep. So be over there and Bud Soda, you have to bring in 5 facts about your life tomorrow. Not gig related.
Here's some homework.
Five things. Yeah, 5 things that you've done or that you're proud of or that you like to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Any of it.
Or yeah, that way too. Don't come in there with the phone going off because I'm probably gonna drill you about your car racing stuff. So let you know, be prepared to answer the car racing stuff. So.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
have a great Friday.
All right, cool.